Everybody, what is going on? The catch. Fam, I hope everyone out there is having a great night. Hope you guys have had a fantastic Tuesday. You guys know what time it is, man. We are hopping into another live 2024 fantasy football draft through Underdog. We're going to put together the greatest fantasy football team of all time tonight. That's what we're doing. Okay. So, super pumped to be here. We're going for upside. Actually, no. We're just literally going to build the greatest team ever. Okay. Best Ball Mania time. Next stream, we'll go purely for upside. So, I'm excited. And I don't want to waste any time tonight. I'm going to hop right into this draft. So, if you guys are out there and you do want to draft with me, hold on. Let me get this figured out. If you guys are out there and you do want to draft with me, then I was the last spot. There's no spots filled. Never mind. You can't draft with me. I lied. But nonetheless, hop in the live chat. Let's talk some fantasy football. Help me draft this team tonight. And you never know. Maybe I'll do a second draft afterwards. 1.4, man. I've been getting these early spots a lot, which I don't really mind because that kind of top tier wide receivers all hanging out right there. But I just have I think last night we got we got a later pick, but still a lot of these underdog drafts I've been hopping into, we are getting those kind of later, or excuse me, early first round picks. So like I said, I'll survive, but at least I know I'm gonna get a stud wide receiver, and we will go from there. All right, setting up one or two things very quickly. Draft is underway. Let me know how you guys are doing. What's going on, everybody? Got a couple folks in the chat. Let me know what's going on with you guys. And as usual, any fancy questions, any fancy topics you guys want to go over, let me know. And let's have some fun. I want Amon-Ra St. Brown right here because he's on the thumbnail. So give me Amon-Ra. I'm taking him. I don't care about ADP. Amon-Ra is our guy. He's on the thumbnail. We got to take him. Yeah, we had the 1.4 last night, and we took Justin Jefferson. Am I too low on Jamar Chase? Maybe I am. I found myself drafting Amon-Ra and JJ in that spot way more than Chase. All right, sorry guys. Took me a second to get everything set up for the night. But we are cooking with bacon grease. Isn't that a saying? J Fitness, what's up, my dude? Good to see you. Appreciate it, man. What's up? What's up? What's up? J-Dub's in the house. What's up? What's up? Give me some Hill or Chase. We got Amon-Ra, baby. No, I'm the J-Mo lover, man. You know that. You know that's my guy. All right, so what I want to do for tonight's draft is go wide receiver, running back, wide receiver, running back, wide receiver, running back, in that exact order. Man, I was hoping to put together a team that was going to end up with Saquon Barkley tonight. I want Saquon Barkley shares, but he's just never I never end up in the range where I can draft Barkley. So, I mean, I don't know. Maybe he falls out. You never know, but I highly doubt it. But yeah, I want to go running back, then wide receiver, running back, late round quarterbacks and tight ends tonight. Maybe if a tight end lands to us and it feels right, maybe we go with one of them, but we'll see. At least Lions versus San Francisco is easy to stack. This is true. Which week is that? Probably get A-Chain. Man, I don't even really like A-Chain in the second. I'd rather take Derrick Henry. I would say wait until round 3 and get Henry. Yeah, and see, whenever I talk about this strategy where I'm bouncing between wide receiver and running back or vice versa, if I got a running back in the first round, then, I do talk about, like, if you get to a spot and you are pretty certain you can get a running back in the following round that you like, and you feel like the wide receivers on the board are better, then, don't shoot yourself in the foot going to get that wide receiver, or vice versa. But it's also a weird tier of wide receivers. I just need all these guys to go wide receiver right here. 3 players go wide receiver. Adams, Collins, Debo. These are your guys. Malik Neighbors. Whoa, that helps. All right, let's see. Nico Collins. There's no way. I mean, there's just no way. There's just not a better player on. Yeah, I'm like, there's not a better player on the board right now than Saquon Barkley. That would have been a lot of fun. All right, let's go Debo. Let's go Debo. And if I don't get Derrick Henry, then our strategy is completely out. But man, if I got Saquon there, I would have been so happy. All right, we'll see if we can do it, J-Dubs. And there we go, baby. Week 17. We're in it to win it. And we got Debo in the house. Let's do it. Okay, if I don't get, I feel like I'll get Derrick Henry because I'm a lot higher on Derrick Henry. Right now you still got A-Chain and Kyron. And then you still got a good tier wide receivers: Devonta Smith, Stephon Diggs, DJ Moore, DK Metcalf, Cooper Kupp. And Laporte is hanging around too. If it's the greatest, you draft Neighbors. Man, Neighbors went early tonight. Easy 3. Went at the 2.6. I didn't even have the chance to draft him. It's the earliest I've seen him off the board probably in any underdog draft we've done this year. Yeah, I could also go Kyron or A-Chain potentially here. So that's interesting. It's been a heavy wide receiver draft. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 running backs gone. Everything else wide receiver. Give me Kyron. Why not? I don't have as much exposure to him because he just hasn't been laying around when I am up to draft. I still like Derrick Henry there. I really do. I'm not understanding the Derrick Henry slander this year at all. I talked about it like every stream this week. It's like people are like, in this offense, he's just not going to like score as much. Lamar's going to run more than him. And I'm like, I don't know. Gus Edwards had 13 rushing touchdowns last year. And Keaton Mitchell had a couple as well. And there's probably another running back who had 1 or 2 I'm not thinking of. Right? It's the Ravens. That's what they do. And then Lamar had 5. So I just think that it's kind of like the Saquon Barkley situation. Like, I'm not worried about Saquon Barkley, and a lot of people aren't. I don't understand why we would be worried about Derrick Henry and not be worried about Saquon Barkley with Jalen Hurts in front of him. So, I don't know. We'll see. Neighbors is the dog. I think Neighbors is better than MH Jr. This debate was kind of happening as we got closer to the draft, and I think the argument in terms of like prospect is fair for sure, but in terms of landing spot, I feel much better about Marvin Harrison Jr. than I do Malik Neighbors. Daniel Jones versus Kyler Murray. As long as Kyler stays healthy, then I feel better about that situation. New OC for the Cardinals. I just like the situation that Marvin Harrison Jr. is in. Plus, like Kyler has shown that he can feed a wide receiver one. Like Hollywood Brown has played well, when healthy. D Hop has played well when healthy or not suspended, whatever it was with Kyler Murray as well. So, but I just think the situation with the Giants is much tougher for Neighbors. Thoughts on my 10-team dynasty startup superflex half PPR wide receiver tight end. Half PPR. Okay. Burrow. Who's your superflex? Uh-oh. Bijan, Najee, Devontae, Waddle, Kittle. I mean, you are absolutely in a win now sitch. Flex is DK. We want that. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Flex is DK, Romadunze, Jaden Reed, Komet. Superflex is Herbert. Okay. Sorry, when I first was looking at this, I thought your superflex spot was DK Metcalf, and I was like, I've seen it work, but it makes me very nervous. Let me make this draft pick, which is probably going to be Christian Kirk. Oh, no, I got to go running back here to stay true to the strat. I almost psyched myself out. Give me Isaiah Pacheco. And then Kirk might fall, but he probably won't. Yeah, you look like, I mean, you're in a great spot. You're win now, but you have some youth here. I mean, like Waddle's still young. Bijan and Najee, Bijan especially young. But like Adams, Kittle, Burrow's like young, right? But it still feels like it's like basically a veteran with all the injuries that have piled up. But and Romadunze, Jaden Reed. So you don't have to start two tight ends. You're just commits better than anyone on your bench, which is Drake May, Danny Dimes, Alexander Madison, Xavier Leggett, Burton, Thielen, Cook, Shakir, Watson, Mims, Demario Douglas. This is a pretty good team, man. You got Marshawn Lloyd and Jalen Coker on taxi. I like Marshawn Lloyd on your taxi squad for sure. So, yeah, I mean, solid team. Would you say you're competing? I think you're. I mean, how many draft picks do you have for the next 2 years? But if you have more, then that's good. This feels like a team you might have less. But if not, I think you're in a really good spot. Oh, for a second, I thought Christian Kirk was still available. I'll go Hollywood Brown with this next pick and feel pretty good. But I do like Dalton Kincaid a lot here as well. Let's get some Chiefs exposure tonight. Not that I haven't already drafted a ton of Isaiah Pacheco, but yeah, I like Dalton Kincaid here a lot. I like James Cook here a lot. But let's stick with the strat. Let's go Hollywood Brown. Let's take a wide receiver. Best outlook for Neighbors is Odell's rookie year. Yeah, I mean, I would say that Eli Manning still supported better fantasy wide receivers than Daniel Jones. No, wait, was Daniel Jones? Who the heck was Odell's? It wasn't. It was Daniel Jones, right? Or was it Eli Manning? Eli Manning had Saquon's rookie year. That's what I was thinking. And Odell's rookie season was great. 1,300 receiving yards off of 91 receptions and 12 receiving touchdowns. He's the wide receiver 7. So I'd say that would not be a bad outlook. That'd probably make him the wide receiver 1 in terms of rookies. No, it was Eli Manning. I'm totally tripping about my crappy Giants quarterbacks. No disrespect. I love Eli Manning. Dude, can I look up Eli Manning? No, he's not in Sleeper's system. Dang it. I wanted to go back and look at his stats. I was tripping on my Giants quarterbacks there for a second. My bad. But yeah, I mean, that would be a great rookie season. Albert, good to see you. Snakewan Barkley. Snackwan? All kinds of nicknames out there for Barkley. I took Neighbors over MH Junior in Dynasty. Hey, I mean I talk about it all the time, especially in Dynasty leagues. Like you have to go with your convictions. You have to go out and get those guys that you feel the best about. These are teams that you're managing long term. If you don't do it, you're going to be upset with yourself. So I would have taken Marvin Harrison Jr., but if you didn't, then that's okay too. I might end up taking my tight end soon. Or what picks do I have? 69, nice, and 76. I don't know. There's a couple wide receivers I like right at 76. We'll see. We'll see. I like the start to this team a lot. Space Ghost. Coast to coast. What's up, baby? Cooking up another one. You know it. It's that time of year. ETN, yeah, I don't dislike ETN there either. But you know I had to pick my boy Pacheco up. Neighbors the greatest LSU wide receiver. Man, they have had a lot. A lot. I mean, what we had, there's like a ridiculous amount. Jarvis Landry is some reason the first one that comes up. Oh man, I was really hoping Rashad White would land here. I think I might go. I don't know. There's quite a few players I like here. We're sticking. Oh, Kenneth Walker goes. All right, let's go. Evan Ingram. Let's just get tight end out of the way early. The other option would be David Montgomery or Alvin Kamara, whoever you like more. I go Montgomery at this point in time. Part of me is tempted to go double wide receiver, but we got to stay true to our strat. So we let a tight end fall to us. We could have waited longer, but I kind of want like a higher tier tight end on this team. But yeah, I mean Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson. Those are the guys I was thinking of. Odell. Jarvis Landry. Michael Clayton. Don't sleep on Michael Clayton. Terrace Marshall Jr. I really thought he was going to be good. Brian Thomas Jr. See what he can do. DJ Chark. So, I mean, Neighbors has a shot here. But, man, remember Brandon LaFell? Dwayne Bowe. I don't know. JJ's done some wild things, right? Yeah, I knew it was Eli. I was thinking of Saquon. Any potential trades you see me making? I mean, that's pretty tough to say. I don't think you really need to do anything with that team. What are your future draft picks looking like? Let me know that first. Bunny Hop, what's up, baby? Good to see you, bro. All right, I'm gonna go Rashee Rice here. So we have 3 Chiefs players. I actually really like that. If I went running back there, like I'd have to reach because like I honestly like DeAndre Swift or like I like later running. I am going to running back with one of the next 2 picks that I feel okay about as my RB3. And I do want to kind of keep an eye on Blake Corum. I'd like to have him on this team. He goes at pick 122 just because we have Kyron Williams on this team. I also thought about going Jake Ferguson there. I didn't even see this, J-Dubs. Those were the 2 guys I was going to go with. Bunny Hop says, like the video. Do it. Like the dang video. Beckham, Landry, JJ, and Jamar. Now it's Neighbors and Brian Thomas. I went very extensive. I named a couple more. J-Dubs, I'm not even looking at the chat till after. But I love the calls you're making. Roster so far: Kyron Pacheco, Amon-Ra, Debo, Hollywood, Rashid Rice, Evan Ingram. I'm kind of chilling over here. It's Dynasty startups. So everyone is first, second, third for rookie draft next year. Oh, okay. I missed that part. But you definitely said startup. This is a pretty good squad for... It's just so interesting to see, like, year to year, how much just changes. Because Adams and Waddle were both, like, second-round picks in startups last year. So you got DK, Dunze, Reed. I mean, I just think... So you're kind of looking at Xavier Leggett, Jermaine Burton. I don't know, man. You got Christian Watson, you got Demario Douglas, Khalil Shakir, Brandon Cooks. You got plenty of options for that second flex. I think he'll end up flexing Brandon Cooks or Christian Watson over Komet or even potentially Khalil Shakir. The only thing I wouldn't move any of your core roster, and I wouldn't move Xavier Leggett, Burton, Cook, Shakir, Watson, and I like Demario Douglas too. But the only thing I would look at for in this team is a new QB, another QB3. But I'm going to imagine even after right after a startup draft, like if you have Drake May and Danny Dimes, those are probably the guys you're rolling with. I mean, it can be really tough and difficult to acquire another quarterback without paying a premium price in a super flex league. So those might be your homies. But other than that, I like this team a lot. You know, Kittle, Komet, Dulcich. I would definitely start to target some tight end depth over time, but nothing to completely panic about. Man, I would have loved DeAndre Swift here. Dude, we're going early tight end tonight. We are done at tight end. I never do this. It just happened. Uh-oh. Well, James Conner was gone. That was a heavy kind of like running back run there between the last two rounds. And you had a tier quarterback just wiped out right here. I almost went Dak. And then I didn't. But at this point, I feel like the best move is to go with one of these lower tier running backs and then try and get another one with the next pick. And then we just got to like load up at wide receiver. And I kind of wanted Brock Purdy on this team with Debo. We're kind of looking at like Purdy, Goff, Tua, but I don't think I'm going to end up with Purdy. I really like Jordan Love right here. But I think I just go best available running back. And for me, I'm going to take Javonte Williams right here. Interesting little squad here. Kyron Pacheco. We do need some running back depth with the 2 week 6 buys. Amon-Ra St. Brown, Debo, Hollywood, Rashid Rice. We need to avoid week 6 bye weeks and the Chiefs. So Chiefs and Rams. We can take more Rams players if we want. Evan Ingram, Jake Ferguson. I'd never have 2 tight ends this early. But this is the greatest team ever. It needs early tight ends. So yeah, we have picks 117 and 124. That's kind of scary. Jordan Love hating this draft. Caleb Williams, Jaden Daniels, over J-Lo. Yeah, we're gonna be going in on some wide receivers here, and we probably need 5 running backs on this team. Yeah, I got you, Jay Fitness. Happy to go over any of your guys' dynasty rosters. That's really all we can go over right now, unless you guys want to type out a best ball team you've drafted, but not a problem at all. You know I had to go get my guy Fergie right there, bro. All right, rate my dynasty team PPR 1 QB. Got Herbo, Cook, Javante, Neighbors, Garrett Wilson, Komet, Addison, AD Mitchell, Dotson. How can I upgrade running back? Depends on what draft picks you have, and it depends on your bench. I actually like your running backs, and for me in dynasty, whether it's single quarterback, super flex, start 2 quarterbacks. There's some crazy dynasty leagues out there, but unless you're in a dynasty league where you're like starting like 3 running backs, which I don't know if I've seen that, but yeah, I just don't. I don't value the running back position crazy. I just don't. Man, Birch Tree, pick 11, and just got 2 really good quarterback values right there in J-Lo and Brock Purdy. But yeah, I would be okay going into next year with James Cook and Javante Williams at running back for sure. And it depends on who you have the bench here. But yeah, I wouldn't be worried about running back right now. Like maybe you don't have tremendous upside, but you got 2 guys that are solid starters for you. For me, in a single quarterback league, the most important position is going to be wide receiver to me. And then it depends. Like, is this tight end premium? Even then, you don't have to like go put a crazy amount of stock into tight end. And the quarterback still holds a tremendous amount of value in a single quarterback dynasty league as well. But wide receivers, especially as long as it's half PPR, but even if it's not, wide receivers generally going to have the longest shelf life, right? We're going back-to-back wide receivers, but oh no, I got to pick Blake Corum. Maybe I just give up on that. Oh, I do have to pick Jared Goff though. So this is gross. Go Jacoby Myers. Jacoby or Shahid if Purdy doesn't fall. Purdy did not fall. That was a weird pick. Yeah, and you said go trade Benson actually, and Benson's not a bad. He's really fallen back in this draft. His ADP is 103, and we're at pick 119. And Khalil Shakir's ADP is 107. He's still available. I didn't even see Gus Edwards. Got a young team and made a lot of trades. Yeah, and I even like. I mean, Neighbors, Garrett Wilson, Addison is nice. The guy I worry about in your starting lineup here the most is AD Mitchell, and I do like Jahan Dotson, but he's kind of one of these flex players that I think he might not be able to rely on 100% of the time. So just bear that in mind too. I think he's going to be a little bit up and down. Man, I might go Blake Corum over Jared Goff. Never mind. It's a nice late round run at running back for that guy. Monty, Moss, Edwards, Blake Corum. Yeah. I mean, I like Dontavion Wicks here. I like Khalil Shakir. I like Jahan Dotson. But let's just get the stack in here with Amon Ra and my boy Jared Goff and move along. The greatest fantasy football team of all time's quarterback, Jared Goff. You know it. What was Goff? The QB? He slid back a little. QB. I was going to say QB 8. He was the QB 7. Trey Benson would have been a good value there. I'm hoping Jaden targets him and hope AR throws to AD. I mean, yeah. I mean, I think both things are going to happen. But I do think when we're looking at AD Mitchell, it's like I think some people are like leaving Josh Downs out of context here. And I think Josh Downs is still going to have a solid year as long as he's healthy. So, and obviously Michael Pittman Jr. is the wide receiver 1. And like for me, the interesting thing with the Colts is, I mean, there's like no tight end. There's always like 8 tight ends on this roster. No tight end who ever does anything, or they just like constantly rotate. So, that's interesting, I guess. But Jonathan Taylor is obviously going to get a ton of volume one way or another, right? So, I'm not overly worried about AD Mitchell. I think he's going to have the opportunities to perform, but I think Josh Downs is still going to be very relevant on this offense. Man, I wanted Ricky Pearsall here. I really want Jerome Ford. If Jerome Ford is here, okay, never mind. This might be one of those teams I would take a chance on Nick Chubb. See, we just kind of got screwed at running back. It's almost like one of these teams where you just forfeit the running back position at this point in the draft. Jahan Dotson or Jermaine Burton would be my next pick, unless I just go Trevor Lawrence. I mean, we have Ingram, and then we're just done at quarterback. Week 12 bye. Yeah, I'm just going to go T-Law. Because there's not another quarterback on this team that really correlates. Yeah, I don't know if T-Law, I don't think he's going to last. I'm going to take him here. Especially because Dotson just got selected. I think Burton might last. So easy. What's what? Let me know. I'll clarify. What could I trade for Isaiah Pacheco? Well, rightfully so. I mean, I'm a long time Isaiah Pacheco truther. He's starting to get a lot of recognition in, I mean, just the fantasy football community in general. So he's kind of a hot name right now. I think you'd have to trade like Javonte plus something. I think you'd have to trade a running back and something of value, but it just really depends on what future picks you have and who's on your bench. Because ideally you don't want to trade anyone in your starting lineup unless you're getting an automatic upgrade that you can plug in right away. Would be the way I would look at it, at least. Okay, this team is interesting. We got to go wide receiver here. If not, we're going TJ Hawkinson. I kind of like Rico Doodle, but I also just don't trust that situation. Dang, Jermaine Burton gone. Roman Wilson or Mooney. Yeah, I might go Mooney at this point. He's just been so underwhelming. I'm starting to like Randall Robinson in this area. I got to queue up my wide receivers here. How do you guys feel about Michael Wilson? Like, if I draft Kyler Murray, I like him. If I haven't, then I'm like kind of shaky. Wait, where's? Oh, I'm telling you, my favorite like late round guy. Like what we have pick 213. Like I like picking Odell Beckham at that point. I just feel like he's gonna have like those 3 weeks of the season where he's like a good best ball player. Those 3 weeks he scores. Rather buy Say Jones for cheaper. That is a good point. I want him and Cook together. Yeah, I mean, Pacheco and Cook would be a nice little duo. But yeah, it's hard to say without knowing like who's on your bench and what future picks you have. Because right now you want to keep Herbert, you want to keep Cook. Javante's movable. I don't dislike him, but he's movable. You want to keep Neighbors and Wilson and Addison for sure. And you probably need to keep Komet. AD Mitchell and Dotson are good pieces, but I think they're both movable as well. But I don't want to. If this is your starting lineup, you don't want to trade Javante and AD Mitchell or Javante and Dotson, even for. I mean, if you can get Pacheco, it's probably a fair trade. I would say either of those are a fair trade, but then it depends. Like, who are you replacing AD Mitchell or Dotson with? Wow, running back is disgusting. How many picks do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. J-Dubs, I feel like every player you say gets drafted. Is Kendre Miller available? Yes, he is. Ray Davis is gone. I like Chuba Hubbard in this range. Where is it? I don't think Kendre Miller is available. Running back is so bad. Roman Wilson is available. And Rashad Bateman. I got Roman Wilson and Kurt Corley. Yeah, if you have those two guys, I think you can trade. Man, you got a lot of young wide receivers. I think you can trade AD Mitchell or Wilson or Corley with Javante and start there and see what happens. All right, I'm going to draft Roman Wilson in honor of J Dubs and Easy 3 because he's on Easy 3's dynasty team. And he got Zach Moss. Yeah, Zach Moss, a good like bench running back, but we don't want to rely on him. Chase Brown could take over that backfield at any point. Okie doke. This might be ahead of ADP, but I'm probably going to go Demarcus Robinson with my next pick. I do like Demario Douglas here, but I feel like I'm going to miss. Like I don't think Demarcus Robinson. Oh, but I do want Chuba. I'm going to go Chuba. If he doesn't get picked here, I'm going to Chuba, and I'm going to hope DeMarcus Robinson falls, but he probably won't. Not at this point in the draft. He's starting to kind of rise on draft boards too. I'll go Chuba because I just don't know. Like, I mean, out of these running backs, Khalil Herbert, J.K. Dobbins, Roshan Johnson, Braylon Allen, Damon Pierce, Tyrone Tracy, Eli Mitchell, Donta Foreman, Tank Bigsby, CEH. Who you guys drafting? I mean, for this team, I probably want to take Clyde Edwards-Helaire because I have Pacheco and 2 Chiefs wide receivers, but like, I don't know. I don't know. We got 3 more picks. We probably need to take. Well, here's what we got. We got Goff and T-Law, Kyron, Pacheco, Javonte, Chuba, Amon-Ra, Debo, Hollywood, Rashee Rice, Jacoby Myers, Darnell Mooney, Roman Wilson, and Evan Ingram and Jake Ferguson. This is a pretty well-rounded team, but we just need Kyron and Pacheco to do their thing. And they're not going to be around week 6, which hurts this team. But yeah, I mean, let's say we have Goff, Kyron, Pacheco, Amon-Ra, Debo, Hollywood on any given week, Rashee Rice in the flex, then Evan Ingram. You're looking pretty good. Then if Rashee Rice isn't playing, we need like Javonte to step up, or one of these random wide receivers, or even Jake Ferguson. You know, so I don't know. I'm okay with this team. It's just these. Usually, I would have taken another running back over Jake Ferguson, and then got like a late round tight end. We did kind of deviate from the strat, but wide receiver, running back, wide receiver. Yeah, then we just let a tight end fall. Then we went wide receiver. Then we got another tight end. Then running back, wide receiver. Both are quarterbacks. 2 wide receivers. Now another running back. Yeah, we kind of deviated from our strat, but here we are, nonetheless. There goes DeMarcus Robinson. Yeah, he's starting to become a name. I think his ADP is going to change sooner rather than later. But I felt like this team needed Chuba. We have faith in Chuba. Honestly, I kind of wish I took DeMarcus Robinson because I still feel like we're screwed at running back. Like even with Chuba Hubbard, I mean, we're not screwed. It's just our RB depth is kind of screwed. So depends on how you look at it, but running backs are gross. I still think with a team like this, if you blank at running back, your depth sucks. Kenneth Gainwell, I like. If you like Will Shipley, that's fine too. But let's say Saquon. I was thinking of Saquon's ankles. Let's say Saquon rolls his ankle, misses a week. You get the Eagles RB1. I also kind of like Donta Foreman. Like, let's say the Nick Chubb thing doesn't go great. He misses more time than anticipated. Well, Donta Foreman's behind Jerome Ford, right? And then I kind of like Evan Hull. He could end up being the RB2 for the Colts. I'm on the clock. Give me Demario Douglas. Yeah, Demario Douglas a great value here. Even if we had gotten DeMarcus Robinson with that last pick, I think we definitely still would have gone Demario Douglas right there. I don't know. I think this team is just solid. It's well rounded. Like we don't have the best RB room, but we can figure it out. Yeah, I might end up going Roshan Johnson here. I was just looking at like what running back do I take here? If I don't, then like I go like there's no wide receivers worth taking here. I can get a guy at my next pick, whether it's Odell or Elijah Moore, Khalif Raymond, Greg Dortch. Like there's somebody. Chase Claypool, ADP heating up, baby. Yeah, Roshan Johnson still makes me feel queasy. I also kind of like Eli Mitchell. I'm drafting Eli Mitchell. It's DeAndre Swift season, baby. No, I'm drafting Eli Mitchell because I didn't put it out on YouTube, but I made a short on the Madden curse and Christian McCaffrey today on TikTok and Instagram. So if he does get hurt, Eli Mitchell's the RB2. Dude, the Chase Claypool train it's you better get on. It's taken off. What's up, cats? How are you, my dude? Catching us here at the end of the stream. Nonetheless, it is always good to have you. Yeah, I was kind of thinking that too. We had a little bit of correlation with Debo in week 17, right? So now I just go best available wide receiver. I mean, uh, Tyler Boyd, Odell, DJ Chark. I kind of like Jalen McMillan. Khalif Raymond actually makes the most sense. Elijah Moore. Cats, how do you feel about Elijah Moore? Since you traded me him in Dynasty for a 4th rounder. I actually think Raymond makes the most sense for this team. But he was hurt last year. What are the Yeah, I mean, he's the wide receiver 3 on the Lions, like Amon-Ra, Jameson, Khalif. Dude, he's been in the league for 8 years. He played for the Broncos, Giants, and the Titans. That makes me feel not as good. I do like McMillan, but I feel like Khalif makes the most sense. I know, I'm just giving you a hard time, cats. Does Underdog count special teams touchdowns? That's a good question. I don't. It's either any receiving or rushing touchdown, including, or it's not. Hold on. Oh, J-Dub says yes. Because Duvernay had some. Dude, I really feel like Jatavion Sanders is a good value. Hold on, I was trying to look it up. Wait, someone took Khalif Raymond? Oh my gosh. But only 6 points, no PPR points added. Yeah, because I remember wasn't that a thing with oh my gosh, all my players got taken. With there's some other player that was a big deal about. Tyler Boyd or Kenneth Gainwell. I know. I was just laughing at this. Getting sniped on Khalif Raymond is wild. You gotta love it, dude. That's why I love best ball drafts, because you get so focused on like your stacks and everything. Like, no, I need Khalif Raymond. All right, we'll just say they do. I was trying to look at the official underdog rules, but all right, there's your draft. There's your team: Jared Goff, Trevor Lawrence, Kyron, Pacheco, Javonte, Chuba, Elijah Mitchell, Amon-Ra, Debo, Hollywood, Rashee Rice, Jacoby Myers, Darnell Mooney, Roman Wilson, Demario Douglas, Tyler Boyd, Evan Engram, Jake Ferguson. I'm okay with this team. Nothing like great about this team. Nothing awful. It's just an okay team. Running back is obviously the weakest part of this team, but it can probably suffice. And we need a light Rashee Rice suspension, but I think this team can make it through. I think we can survive with this squad. I do really like those first four picks: Amon-Ra, Debo, Kyron, Pacheco. Would you guys go? Man, Derrick Henry didn't go till the 4.3. We almost got Barkley at the 2.9. That would have been so clutch. No. What's up, Cameron? Good to see you, bro. Yeah, I liked where we got T-Law in this draft. Plus, we had Evan Engram, so that was nice. But yeah, we went back-to-back quarterback, two tight ends. Like, this is pretty early for me. But Fergie was a good value at the 8.9. And I like I said, I wanted like one kind of higher tier tight end on this team at least. Yeah, we got a bunch of long shots at wide receiver, which is pretty typical. And then running back is weak. But we have Pacheco, is all that matters. I mean, nothing else matters if you have Pacheco. Boop. All right, here's J-Dubs' team. Tua, Gino, Aiden O'Connell, C-Mac, Monty, Jonathan Brooks, Austin Eckler, J.K. Dobbins, Audric Estime, Tyreek and DK. So they're both correlating with Tua and Gino. Keenan, Deontay, Tyler, Jacoby Myers, Troy Franklin, Demario Douglas, Sam Laporta, Jawan Johnson, Greg Dulcich. I'm Cameron, this is the puppy super flex, so it's probably different ADP. I'm not in on Greg Dulcich, but I also don't care. He was your last pick. So yeah, you have a little bit of Carolina exposure, maybe potentially going on here. Aiden O'Connell. I guess with like the superflex builds are tough because sometimes it feels like you should have four quarterbacks, especially if like your QB2 is just not of high caliber. Oh, do they? Did you pick Austin Eckler early? Oh. Because let's see. Oh, you're right. You're right. It is Superflex ADP. I mean, I don't. If you like Eckler, I don't care. Yeah. You're right, Cameron. I just wasn't sure. I thought I was being smart. I was like, no. There's a reason. Yeah, because Christian McCaffrey's ADP is 5.2. Look at that. Jonathan Brooks, ADP 104, pick 104. Tariq CMC Laporta could outpace. Fair. Cat says can't get behind Laporta at ADP. I mean, I'm personally like, I just don't draft tight ends that early. Really, regardless of format. Maybe like a dynasty startup might be different, but even then, I'm like, just betting on QB points. Who could throw? Yeah, I mean, and like you look back at some of those games last year where DK went absolutely crazy. Like, there could be something here. You know, Tua, Tyreek, Geno, DK. I don't hate it. And you got C-Mac and Monty. Yeah, you have some good later round value guys here, especially Brooks and Eckler. Then your Allen's your wide receiver 3. Then you're probably flexing Deontay Johnson. Like that's nice. It's a good setup because then you got Laporta. I mean, the only thing that makes me worried is like is the QB2, especially if something happens to Tua, then this team is just like done. You know what I mean? Unless Aiden O'Connell really surprises us, which I guess could happen, but probably wouldn't bank on it. And I mean, you got Jacoby Myers there, which is nice. There's still thought behind this team. I don't hate this team. This is the year to draft tight ends early, though. Never been cheaper. Yeah, I mean, there's some guys like if Dalton Kincaid comes to me at the right time, like I'm taking Dalton Kincaid for sure. Ingram, Jake Ferguson, like those guys tend to be the range that I'm going for. But Trey McBride, Dalton Kincaid, if they're there at the right time, I'll take them. And even Travis Kelsey too. I just traditionally like I just don't take a tight end in the first like 3-4 rounds, and it has to be a later like round 5 pick if I do take one. And generally, I'm still going to go for guys like Ingram, Ferguson, then get a later guy like Komet, Fryermuth, Musgrave as my tight end 2. And like I always know what I'm going to do a tight end every year, like early, and it just doesn't change. I want to switch it up in underdog drafts and stuff, but generally, like it's just not going to change for me. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, Cats, I know you like Seattle's offense next year, but I don't hate this team. Can't bet on safety. That's my underdog philosophy. Redraft leagues, non-best ball. Yes, sure. For sure. I think AOC starts too. They're tanking. Well, they certainly probably are. Yeah, but yeah, you have to switch. You can't go by the norm when you're putting together these teams. That's for sure. I think your wide receiver room's nice. Tight end is fine, even if you like Jawan Johnson, Greg Dulcich don't mean a ton to me. Johnson's okay, but you got Laporta, like you're fine. Running backs, you did good enough, right? Monty Brooks, Eckler behind C-Mac is probably enough. And we've talked about quarterback too. So, yeah. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do it for the night. It is late for me. So, I'm going to go ahead and sign off. Might be back on tomorrow, might not be. We'll have content coming out either way. So, just stay posted. Check Discord and let me know if you guys need anything. And we will talk soon. Thank you guys for hanging out tonight. Thank you guys for drafting with me. And we put together the greatest fantasy football team of all time. If this team wins the tournament in any way, I will remember everyone who was in the stream tonight. Promise. All right. Love you guys, man. Love this community. Love the Catch fam. I'll talk to you guys soon. With that, I will say thank you so much for watching and or listening. And remember, you saw it here on the Catch, and peace.